All right, so today we're talking about Fisheries Refrigeration Engineer interviews.
Sounds pretty niche, right?
It is, and we've got a bunch of resources from RoleCatcher to help us really dig into this.
We do.
So we've got some career guides and some example interview questions and even some pretty cool AI tools to help people prep.
It's a whole package.
It is, so we're going to use all that to help someone get ready for this kind of interview.
Awesome.
So let's just jump right in. What is a Fisheries Refrigeration Engineer?
Well, it's more than just fixing a fridge on a boat.
Yeah, it sounds a lot more complicated than that.
It is. It's crucial for the whole fishing industry, for keeping the catch fresh and preventing any losses. And that all ties into the operation's success and sustainability.
Okay, yeah, so that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
So what are these hiring managers really looking for in a fisheries refrigeration engineer?
Well, of course, they're going to be looking for technical expertise. You're working with complex systems like ammonia refrigeration in a pretty tough environment. So think about things like troubleshooting on the fly, working independently, and knowing all about regulatory compliance.
Oh, so it's not just about the technical side of things.
No, not at all. You got to be good with people, too. You're part of a crew.
All right.
Working in some pretty challenging conditions, so things like communication, problem solving, and being a team player are super important.
Got it. So level-headed, good with others.
Exactly.
Now, where can this role take you? What does the career path look like?
Well, that's where those career guides from RoleCatcher come in handy.
Okay.
There's definitely room to move up within a fishing company. You could get into senior roles or even specialize in a particular area of refrigeration.
Okay, so there's options?
Definitely. And you could even move into other areas like marine engineering or refrigeration system design, but for places on land.
So even though it's specialized, you're not stuck.
Right. And you have choices.
Continuous learning seems important here.
It is very important. You got to stay up to date.
So how do you do that?
Taking some specialized courses, learning about new technologies.
So you don't fall behind.
Exactly. And, joining groups like the Society of Fisheries Engineers is a good idea for networking and professional development.
That's great advice.
Thank you.
So let's get to the actual interview questions now.
Okay.
We have those 10 common questions from RoleCatcher.
We do.
Should we start tackling a few?
Yeah, let's do it.
And just so everyone knows, RoleCatcher's AI can help tailor your answers to the specific job,
That's right.
which is a real game changer, but we'll talk about that later.
Okay.
So the first question is, describe your experience with refrigeration systems in a fisheries setting.
Very specific.
Right. They don't just want to know about refrigeration. They want to know you understand this industry.
Yeah. Don't give them some basic answer about how a fridge works.
Yeah.
Talk about projects you've worked on, challenges you've faced, like maybe you had to troubleshoot a system failure out at sea,
Oh, wow.
and what solutions you came up with that would apply to a fishing boat.
So you're proving you can handle the pressure.
Exactly.
What kind of things would really impress them?
Think about times you fixed difficult problems. Maybe you made something more energy efficient that saved money, or streamlined maintenance to reduce downtime.
I see.
And use numbers whenever you can quantify your wins.
So like, I reduced refrigerant leaks by 15% by doing this.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so what about follow-up questions?
Well, they might want to know more about a project you mentioned.
Okay.
They could ask how you dealt with a really tough situation.
Oh, right.
Or even test you on certain technologies commonly used in fisheries.
That sounds intense.
It can be, but that's where RoleCatcher's AI is really helpful. It can analyze your answers and tell you if you need to add more details.
So it's like having a coach.
Exactly.
Okay, so next question. How do you ensure that refrigeration systems are maintained and repaired efficiently and effectively?
This one's all about being proactive and organized.
Okay, so
They want to know that you have a system in place.
not just reacting to problems.
Right. So this is your time to talk about preventative maintenance.
Like a regular schedule.
Exactly, and how you spot potential problems before they become disasters.
Almost like predicting the future.
You could say that.
Can you use technology for that?
Of course, if you use any diagnostic tools or software, mention it here.
Okay.
Talk about how you use technology to keep an eye on the system's performance and spot trends and potential issues. It shows that you're tech savvy
All right.
and committed to using the best tools.
And I'm guessing safety is really important here too.
Always, you should mention safety protocols, environmental regulations, and specific requirements for fisheries refrigeration.
It shows you're doing things the right way.
Right. It's not just about fixing things. It's about being responsible.
Okay, on to the next question then. Describe your experience with ammonia refrigeration systems.
This is a big one.
It is. Why do they focus on ammonia so much?
Well, ammonia systems are really common in large-scale refrigeration, like on fishing vessels.
Because they're efficient.
Exactly. They have a high cooling capacity, but ammonia is dangerous, so they need to know you can handle it safely.
Makes sense. So you have to prove you have the experience and the know-how.
Right. So be clear about the size and types of ammonia systems you've worked with. Maybe massive ones on factory trawlers or smaller setups on independent boats.
Okay.
Then talk about safety protocols, your certifications, specific training, your knowledge of safety regulations, and your experience with things like leak detection and emergency procedures.
Wow, that's a lot.
Safety is crucial.
Is there anything you could say to really emphasize that?
Something like, I've been trained in ammonia refrigeration safety and have a proven track record of maintaining these systems without any incidents.
So confident and safe.
Exactly.
Okay, so follow-up questions.
They might ask about a specific safety challenge you've had.
Oh, I see.
How you make sure ammonia detection systems are working properly.
All right.
Or your knowledge of regulations for handling and disposal of ammonia refrigerant. Be ready to go into detail.
So you really have to know your stuff when it comes to ammonia.
You do.
Okay. I'm noticing a pattern with these questions. You need to have specific examples ready to go. It's not enough to just know the theory.
You're right.
You need to show you can apply it in the real world.
And that's where RoleCatcher's AI can really help you out.
Oh, wow, so.
It can analyze the job description and your answers and help you pick the best examples from your experience and tailor them to what they're looking for.
So it's like having a personal researcher helping you get ready.
You could say that.
Awesome.
It is pretty cool.
It is.
Yeah, it can analyze the job description and find the best examples for you so you can really tailor your answers.
So it's not just about finding any examples.
No, it's about finding the right ones.
Okay, back to the questions then.
All right, you ready for the next one?
Bring it on.
Okay, so this one's about energy efficiency. How do you ensure that refrigeration systems are energy efficient?
Oh, yeah. That's important.
Very important, especially in the fishing industry.
Right. Fuel costs are a big deal.
They are, and everyone's thinking about the environmental impact these days.
So it's about more than just keeping things cold.
Yeah, they want someone who can save money and reduce the operation's carbon footprint.
Okay, so how do we impress them with this answer?
Well, you've got to show off your knowledge of energy-efficient technologies,
So-
like different types of compressors, their efficiency ratings,
Mhm.
how the refrigerant charge affects energy consumption,
Okay.
and things like smart controls that optimize cooling based on what's happening in real time.
So it's about the science behind it all.
Exactly.
Okay.
And don't just list off the technologies, give real examples of how you've used them in your work.
Like what?
Maybe you helped upgrade a vessel with more efficient equipment, or you put in a system that cuts down on energy waste.
I see.
And remember, quantify your achievements.
So like by optimizing the refrigerant charge, I reduced energy consumption by 10% without sacrificing any cooling power.
Perfect. Yeah, exactly.
What about follow-up questions?
They might ask about the pros and cons of different energy-saving technologies,
Right.
how you stay updated on the latest advancements, or even how you troubleshoot energy-related issues.
Okay.
Be ready to get specific and show that you're a problem solver.
And someone who cares about efficiency.
Exactly.
All right, next question. How do you ensure that refrigeration systems are compliant with regulatory requirements?
The dreaded regulations.
I know, right? They're important, but kind of a pain.
Especially in fishing.
So how do we show them that we're not just aware of the rules, but we actually follow them?
Talk about your system for staying compliant.
Like what?
Do you do regular audits and inspections?
Mhm.
Do you keep good records?
Okay.
How do you fix any problems you find?
So be proactive.
Yes. Show that you're not just ticking boxes, you're actually committed to doing things by the book.
Could you give an example?
Sure. Maybe you spotted a potential compliance issue and fixed it before it became a problem.
Okay.
Or maybe you implemented a new procedure to improve record keeping and make sure everything's traceable.
So you're staying ahead of the game.
Right.
Follow-up questions.
They'll probably have some.
Like what?
They might ask about specific regulations for fisheries refrigeration.
Yep. How you handle situations where regulations might seem to clash, or even your experience with regulatory inspections.
So be ready for anything.
Be prepared to show off your knowledge.
Okay, next question. This one seems important. How do you troubleshoot and diagnose issues with refrigeration systems?
This is where your experience really comes in.
Okay.
They want to see how you think under pressure.
Like you're on a boat, a system goes down, and you need to fix it fast.
Exactly.
Okay, so how do we explain our troubleshooting process?
Start by talking about how you gather information.
Like what?
Do you talk to the crew to figure out what's going on?
Okay.
Do you visually check the system for any obvious problems?
Right.
Do you look at system logs or performance data?
So you're gathering all the clues.
Exactly like a detective.
Okay, then what?
Talk about the tools and techniques you use.
Okay.
Do you know how to use different sensors, gauges, and meters?
Uh-huh.
Do you use any special software to analyze the system?
This is where the technical expertise comes in. Right, and it's not just about using the tools, it's about understanding the data.
Okay.
Show them that you can think critically and connect the dots.
So like you saw a pattern in the temperature readings?
Yeah, that could indicate a refrigerant leak.
Oh, I see.
Or maybe you used a process of elimination to rule out different causes.
Just explain your thought process.
Exactly. Show them how you got to this solution.
Okay, what about follow-up questions?
They might ask you to describe a really difficult troubleshooting situation.
Okay.
How you handle problems that come and go, or your experience with specific diagnostic equipment.
Be specific.
Yeah, show them you're an expert.
Okay, let's move on to something a little different. Describe your experience working with a team of engineers and technicians.
Teamwork.
This seems more about people skills than technical skills.
It is, and it's super important in this field. You're rarely working alone on a fishing vessel.
So it's all about collaboration.
Exactly. You're part of a crew.
So they want a team player.
Right. Not someone who just wants to work alone.
Okay, so how do we show them that we're good at working with others?
Give specific examples of successful teamwork.
Like what?
Maybe you worked together on a big repair project,
Mm-hmm.
shared your knowledge with colleagues, or helped resolve a conflict within the team.
So you can communicate clearly, listen to others, and create a positive environment.
Exactly.
What about working with people who have different levels of experience?
That's a great point. You might be working with seasoned engineers and newcomers.
So you have to be adaptable.
Right. You need to explain things in a way that everyone understands.
Okay.
Mention any experience you have with mentoring or training junior colleagues, or even working with crew members who aren't technical.
So you're a teacher too.
Sometimes, yeah.
What's something you could say to really show off those team player qualities?
Something like, I believe in teamwork and open communication. I've always found that sharing knowledge and working collaboratively leads to the best results, especially in a fast-paced environment like a fishing vessel.
That's a good one. Any potential follow-up questions here?
They might ask about a specific team project you worked on,
Right.
how you handled disagreements, or your approach to delegating tasks.
So be ready to talk about your teamwork experience.
Yeah, be prepared to go into detail.
All right, next question. How do you prioritize tasks and manage your time effectively?
This one's important for any job, but especially when things can change quickly.
Like on a boat.
Exactly.
Okay, so they want someone who's organized, can handle pressure, and adapt to new situations.
Right. They need someone who can think on their feet.
So how do we show off those time management skills?
Talk about how you prioritize tasks.
Do you use a to-do list?
Maybe, or a project management app.
Okay.
Explain how you decide what's most urgent or what will have the biggest impact.
And don't forget to mention flexibility.
Yeah. Things rarely go exactly as planned. So give an example of a time when you had to change your schedule or reprioritize things because of an unexpected problem.
Like a critical piece of equipment breaking down,
Right. And you had to drop everything to fix it.
so you can handle the unexpected.
You stay calm under pressure.
Okay, follow-up questions.
They might ask you to describe a situation where you had to juggle multiple priorities,
Right.
or how you deal with interruptions, or your approach to delegating tasks.
So again, be specific.
Yeah, show them that you're a time management pro, even when things get crazy.
Okay, good advice.
It's all about staying organized and focused, even when things are hectic. Now, we've covered a lot of ground with these questions,
We have.
but there's one more we should talk about.
Okay, what is it?
How do you stay up to date on industry trends and best practices?
Oh, that's a good one.
It might seem simple, but it's your chance to show them that you're really passionate about this field.
I see. So it's not just about listing off some magazines you read.
No, definitely not. They want to see that you're curious, that you care about the industry, and that you're always learning new things.
Okay.
So don't just say you read industry publications. Tell them which ones you find most valuable and why. And don't just say you go to conferences. Share something interesting you learned at a recent event.
So it's about showing your enthusiasm.
Exactly.
Maybe mentioning a new technology that you're excited about.
Yes, or a challenge you're looking forward to tackling.
Okay, I get it.
For example, you could say, I'm really interested in using AI to make refrigeration systems better and more energy efficient. I've been reading about the latest research, and I'm excited to see how it can be used in fishing.
That shows you're thinking ahead.
Right. It shows you care about the future of the industry.
What about follow-up questions?
They might ask you about a specific industry trend that you find interesting,
Okay.
how you apply new knowledge to your work, or what you think are the biggest challenges and opportunities in the field.
So be ready to talk about the big picture.
Exactly, and how you see yourself fitting into it.
Okay, we've covered a lot of interview questions,
We have.
and I feel much more prepared now.
Good. I'm glad to hear that.
But before we wrap up, I want to talk more about RoleCatcher's AI. How can it help beyond just practicing interview questions?
It can help with your whole job search and even your career development.
Really?
Yeah, think of it as your personal career coach.
Okay.
It can analyze job descriptions and figure out exactly what skills and experience they're looking for.
Okay.
So you can tailor your resume and cover letter to highlight the most relevant things.
That's really helpful.
It is. It helps you stand out.
So it's not just about getting the job.
No, it can help once you're in the role, too.
How so?
You can use it to explore different career paths, see what skills you might need to work on, and even find training programs to help you reach your goals.
Wow, so it's a tool for long-term success.
Exactly. It helps you take control of your career.
I'm really impressed with RoleCatcher.
It's a powerful tool.
It is. I'm feeling much more confident about tackling this interview now.
That's great.
Any final words of wisdom?
Just relax, be yourself, and let your passion show through.
Okay.
And don't forget to use all the resources you have, including those AI tools from RoleCatcher.
Great advice to everyone out there getting ready for a Fisheries Refrigeration Engineer interview. We're rooting for you.
Good luck.
You've got this. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive, and good luck out there.